in reality, there's only like maybe 20 riders in the world who can actually do it.
The media had some story, some booze and stuff like that. Did that take away from the moment at all?
I've got the gold medal. I was just genuinely the most exhausted I've ever been after a bike race. That was probably the most on the limit I've ever been on a descent.
Welcome to another episode of Just Ride. I'm Rob Warner.
And I'm Elliot Jackson.
How are you, Elliot?
I'm doing well. I just came from vacation.
Yeah, well, you've been in Australia too for Crankworks. We've had a bit of travel. Yours was lighter than mine. I went straight to the Salzburg Rodeo that I wouldn't have missed, the Red Bull Salzburg Rodeo.
So who won? What happened?
Manny Lettenbichler. Yeah. It's the hardest one-day, extreme hard enduro, whatever you want to call it, on earth. It's mind-blowing.
I saw a video of you on Instagram.
Tackling one of the big climbs.
Attacking. It was. You had I don't know who it was, but somebody was cheering you on and it looked like, yeah.
Do you know the only thing better than riding the Red Bull Salzburg Rodeo is turning up on Wednesday as a commentator and someone gives you a bib and says, the whole mountain is yours. Go and ride your bike wherever you want.
Oh, that's
cool.
So
you can cherry pick the good bits. You don't have to go near Carl's dinner that you'd never escape from with your bike. So yeah, it's a win-win situation, and I've literally just had the best 5 days of my life. Yeah, no, and what a race to commentate yesterday. It was incredible.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it back. I was too busy
sleeping or chilling by the pool on your holiday.
Yeah, not doing that. But now we're both in Salzburg, so we got a couple podcasts to do. And then I'm off to Leogang to do some stuff for Ride It Back social series on Red Bull, the Red Bull social channel. And then you are off to Isle of Man.
I am going on Thursday to the Isle of Man TT races. I've like a lot of people, always watched it every night of the week on the telly when it's on. To actually go there is an absolute bucket list thing. Like, it's something I've always wanted to go.
That is crazy.
So to get the opportunity to go, I cannot wait to see a motorcycle doing 200 mile an hour down a public road.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
If you haven't heard of this, like, look it up on YouTube, and it's just insane.
37.5 mile lap, public roads, no main, B roads, not like freeways, and they average 136 miles an hour. Average speed.
So today's guest is also pretty fast.
On tarmac.
That's true.
Also off-road too.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the moment it's tarmac.
Yeah.
He's had a busy 3 weeks.
Yeah. So we got Tom Pidcock on. Told us about the Giro, which was fascinating. Like, he's been really trying to get better at riding Grand Tours. And he talked so much about focus, which was fascinating to me. I'm like, I couldn't get enough, actually, because it's not what I would think.
And he said that, mad that this time he said, I managed to stay focused for 19 days out of the 21, right, I guess, in the Grand Tour, the 3-week Grand Tour. So he was, you could see he was pumped that the thing I think that probably puzzled us a little bit is you sort of think of, probably correctly, about any Grand Tour being a physical effort.
I'm going to stop you there.
Go on.
Because you're going to have to listen to it.
True.
You're just reminiscing. No, it's such a good chat. He chatted about the Olympics and
how he overtook Kortetsky in Paris. That was a good bit too.
Okay, we're just gonna roll straight into the episode.
Today we're joined by a world-class rider. Cyclocross, mountain biking, road cycling. We've said it before, but he can really do it all. And since we last spoke to him on this podcast, he's added another Olympic gold medal to his cabinet and changed road team. So there's a lot to chat about. Welcome to Just Ride, Tom Pidcock. How are you, Tom? Thanks for coming in. I know you were at the Giro in Italy yesterday. I hope the private jet was all right getting you here this morning. And how you feeling? How you feeling after 3 weeks up and down them mountains? We knew about the jet.
Everyone else knows now, don't they?
F1, I love it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, no, thanks for coming in, mate. I mean, yeah, after 3 weeks doing the Giro, how are you feeling? Yeah. Does it take its toll on someone like you, or not even?
To be honest, I'm glad I'm sitting down now. I hit a wall 5 minutes ago.
Did you?
Yeah. It's all right. We've got our Red Bulls, haven't we? So
we'll be all right, mate.
Yeah, get me through.
How did the race go? Like, are you stoked on it?
For me, like, I was probably my best level ever, but some bad luck and things. I didn't get a stage win. The GC was always going to be optimistic with kind of the other focuses in the early part of the year, not really altitude camps and some more one-day races. But no, I think in general I can be pretty happy with it. Yeah, for sure.
You've said in the past that you get bored during Grand Tours. They're like too long. Do you still feel like that? It feels like you've kind of...
That is the thing. Like, I mean, I made it to stage 19 before I kind of, I blew up. I had a bad day. Well, I didn't have a bad day. I tried to get in the breakaway, and it was the first like hot day. It was like 32 degrees, and then I blew up. First day in the heat. But yeah, I made it that long, like focusing the full time, you know. I really was kind of proud of myself being able to concentrate for so long. Cause
is that what it is? Is it more of a mental thing then? Like, what is the difference between your approach from previous years?
I don't think it was different. It was just every day, even if, you know, you're having a bad day, don't feel good, you lose a little bit of time, or you have setbacks like the Strada stage, you know, everything that went wrong, but, you know, you've got to take the positives and then just still do the right recovery, still eat the right food, still go stretch before bed, go to sleep on time, try not to go on your phone. It's like...
You try and stay off the phone a bit, do you?
For mental, like to keep your...
No, because like when you're in the Grand Tour, the racing, it's like, so your mind's so, well, for me, my mind's so like switched on, you know, from all the noise, from the fans, from being in the peloton. Like when you go descending or in the final of like a sprint stage, the freewheeling when you're going into a corner is so loud, and it's like your mind's racing just to try and chill out so I can sleep, you know.
It's insanely intense.
Just trying to calm down after is, I mean, doing downhill racing, you know, or one-day racing, but it's different, you know, because next day we've got to get up and do it again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And you got to be consistent, you know, every day you got to do the same to wake up the next day and be just as good, or if not better.
Yeah, we were talking just before we started about, and you were telling us how you'll finish some stages and then have like a 2-hour drive after, like a stage will start at like 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if it started at 11 p.m. But even stuff like that, where it's almost a skill level in riding Grand Tours and getting used to the schedule and everything as well.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to just kind of go with the flow. Like the amount of days you have no idea where your hotel is. You just get to a hotel, you have a massage, you go dinner, go to bed, and you have no idea where you are.
Yeah.
Is that how it is, really? Yeah, it's just a blur.
Yeah, you just get on the bus and get taken where you're taken, and then you get
You're on the 200k coming the the next day.
Yeah, it's just and also just staying disciplined, like you say. You know, one day, you know, you're racing at 1 p.m. even later sometimes, and then other days it's a longer day, so they always have to finish the same time for the TV. So you got to wake up earlier, eat at the right time, and
probably we can't actually imagine, to be honest, how involved it is. Right, it's pretty hectic, isn't it?
This race, I kind of realised, you know, actually how difficult it is to ride GC in a Grand Tour. It's not just a physical side of it, but mentally. Like in reality, there's only like maybe 20 riders in the world who can actually do it.
The mental side of it.
Well, the mental, but obviously they've got to have the physical capabilities. They can go up mountains fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be able to just stay focused for that long. I mean, you know, some of the best riders in the world, they are not GC riders, so they'd never have to concentrate for every day. Someday they can completely switch off, just ride in the gruppetto and just get to the finish, make sure they're in the time cut, and that's it, you know. But it's intense, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is that why you made that switch from Ineos to Q36.5?
Q36.5.
I don't know why it's called that.
That's the
why is it called that?
optimal body temperature.
Oh yeah, and the clothing gives you that, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The clothing, is it noticeably better?
Yeah, the clothing's brilliant. Yeah. Everyone makes good kit, good bikes now, you know. But the thing is, now, you know, the team is the title sponsor, so we have such a close relationship that we can, you know, make changes, make feedback, get items that we want, and they can, you know, make a prototype in, for the next race, the next week, and yeah, that's the good thing, I think.
How did you feel about Simon Yates taking the win, fellow British?
It didn't really like click at first that, you know, he's like another British rider's won, because I don't ever watch the race now because I'm in it. You don't see it from that side, but you know, like before when I was younger, I'd come home and watch the tour, you know, Cav's winning stages, Brad's winning, Chris is winning. It's like you see it and you see the media's reaction. I think the media gives almost everyone their opinion of things. If you're just taking your own view of it and like, you know, seeing like a race without anyone else's opinion is very different. But yeah, I mean, pretty incredible ride what he did.
Yeah.
No, he was kind of anonymous for 3 weeks, and bam, last day, 1 hour climbing. All or nothing.
I guess especially to do it there, like with the past history of, you know, him kind of losing it there.
Yeah. The story's incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
just the performance he did, how fast he went on that climb was incredible.
Oh, there's so much drama. It's been actually really juicy in downhill. There's been a thing where people are going around the gate, like the starting
That's
gate.
happened now on a few events. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Around the starting gate.
So, you
how do you
know-
go around it if you start in it?
Right? You would think that.
Yeah,
So
well,
you know how
yeah.
there's the pin
Yeah.
that goes sideways? People are kind of like, there's been a couple of cases.
Downhill gates it is.
Yeah. Where like,
Which I know with your eye on going to a World Cup downhill, he needs
That's
this
true, that's
information.
true.
He can save himself half a second.
there might be a rule by the time you get there.
Yeah, I would
but-
imagine.
Yep. So there's been like, front tire goes around and then like your pedal will clip it.
Yeah,
there's
they
no-
basically ride around it and
Then-
time their pedal to hit it back. We've
Yeah.
seen it twice.
So you're basically further ahead, but when you
you gain
start.
half a bike
yeah,
length.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clever that.
Well, that's right. This is the athlete's way of looking at it.
But now the
it is.
rule's going to say
You're
your front wheel has to go through it.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
one's actually, the two riders that we know of have both done it, have suffered no consequence. They've sort of said, no, it's legal. And now things are happening to stop it happening again, but there was no penalty, was there?
Yeah.
So either everyone's going to do it or no one's going to do it anymore.
Well,
basically.
no, basically, if you put a little bit of wood across about a bike length behind it, so the rider has to start up against it, it's cured it, you know, but they sort of start a bit further back and get a run up, and all these things have been going on. Yeah, just it's mad, isn't it?
Well, you're welcome.
Over
Yeah.
200 kilometres, it makes probably less difference. Probably useful to soak it up.
And 200 kilometers, it's nice to start at the back, you know, like
Yeah.
chill out, take the time to chill.
Tom, last time we talked, you know, Rob was asking you if you felt like road was your weakest discipline, and you agreed with him. Do you still feel it's that?
That's a good question. I think no, I'm definitely stronger than I was. I mean, the start of the year I came out all guns blazing. I kind of had a point to prove. Things obviously didn't continue in that same way for the whole spring, but no, for sure cyclocross would be my weakest discipline now. I mean, I had a year out.
Are you all in on the road now then? Is like cyclocross been set aside, mountain biking been set aside?
No, it's not been set aside, but I mean, you know, I've joined this team. We're kind of building it together, and that means I need to race on the road. We need to get into the biggest races, and that's where my mind is at. It's not that I'm sacrificing the others for it. It's just that's what I'm trying to focus on.
Yeah.
What's it been like being team leader?
I mean, just being sole team leader, no kind of discussions. I mean,
Does that mean everyone else is working for you then? That's how it is.
yeah,
That sounds all right. I like the sound of that.
it is all right. But like the last week of the Giro, where I was suffering and we weren't really having that much success, then it's hard, because then you got to lead everybody, but in some ways you don't really feel like you deserve it. In that, people are still working for you even though you're not winning or even competing to win. So then it's tough. Then you have to kind of figure out how to manage everything.
Is there anything that you didn't expect, like about being a team leader?
When there's another guy in the team, I kind of also think about them in a way, not just solely focus on myself and what I need to do. And that's when I'm kind of at my best. And so that's, I can be selfish in that way, because actually everyone is there for me to get the result because I'm the best chance, and that's nice. It's just clear.
We spoke to Jai Hindley earlier this year, and we were talking about that, where he had won the Giro, but now he's working for someone, and it always feels like there's like some tension, right? Of like,
is it political between the riders or not particularly? Does everyone work for you like they should, or do other people have their eyes on the prize as well?
I think it can be.
I mean, Ineos, like you said, with so many top riders, it must have been pretty complicated there.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be. You know, there's definitely riders in the peloton who are selfish, and you see it, that they, you know, want something for themselves.
Yeah.
But then there are riders that are completely happy that there is no pressure on them.
Yeah.
And that they just need to do their job, and then, you know, that's what they get paid to do. That's what they get satisfaction on and from, and they're completely happy with that.
So people said, I don't know who it was, someone said that we probably won't see riders like you and Mathieu van der Poel able, as you get older, to be multidisciplined and be cyclocross, road and mountain biking. Mathieu van der Poel may have proven that is correct. What's your opinion on it? Is it going to be harder for you? Like you say, now you're focused on the road, you've got to be. Will you be able to go back to cyclocross and mountain biking?
I think I can, but I think the older you get, the less kind of constant go you have. You don't get the same kick from it, so it's much harder to... It takes much more out of you, you know?
Well, you completed mountain biking. I mean, it's done it. You've had all the titles.
Well,
but do you intend to go back again? Is that something still, you know?
Yeah, I mean, for sure in LA, I will.
Yeah, you'll go back for the next Olympics.
For sure.
Damn right, you've got it. Huh?
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I've got more chance there than I will on the road, so why not?
Do you actually think that?
Like, the road, there's like 20 guys that would be able to win, you know? Whereas a mountain bike, by the time you get to the Olympics, you kind of know there's like the 3 that are...
Yeah, the big dogs.
Do you think that there's like less variance in mountain biking? Like if somebody is the favorite, it's more certain that they probably will win?
I think in general it kind of falls into place more consistently than the road. Even like a road race, you know, I feel like more can go wrong for some reason, even though actually, if you actually think about it, probably mountain biking mechanicals are more likely. Crashing's not more likely, I don't agree with that. Mountain biking's, you're more in control of yourself, whereas on the road, you've got 150 blokes that you're kind of relying on not making you crash.
Man, I've crashed loads on a road bike.
Yeah.
A lot less on a mountain bike. They're horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They are though, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say road racing is more dangerous than mountain biking.
I would. Well, of course it is. It actually is. You're going downhill at like 80 mile an hour with actually no
Nothing.
protection.
Yeah.
That is, which is insane.
Yeah.
I guess it's more kind of like finite, isn't it? Like the tires are smaller, the grip window is smaller.
Yeah, like you can't test the limit.
You don't ever feel a road tyre start to go, do you? Are you on the edge of the tyres that much on a descent sometimes? I've seen your back end slide at high speed, yeah.
I have, yeah. And when I was younger, more. So. Yeah. I remember one time in Mallorca, with some friends, when we were going down Luck, down towards Poensa. I swear, every corner we were like MotoGP style, like sliding, you know, like that was probably the most on the limit I've ever been on a descent. Normally, if I do that once, I'm like, okay, right, just slow down now. But there, no. Like these Vittoria tires, they have like a harder compound in the middle and softer on the edge. And I asked them, has the tires got different compounds in the middle and the edge? And they said, how the hell do you know that? Like, you know, no one's ever asked that before.
And how do you feel something like that?
Because on corners where you don't lean over enough, fucking hell, that's slippy.
No way.
So you actually have to get it on the grippy bit, and then you can.
So you now lean more into a turn than you did on other tyres?
In turns where you're not on it, yeah.
Yeah, to get the soft compound down.
To get the grip, yeah.
No way.
Who-
It's so tech, you
I
can't
know,
believe it.
it is
It's
actually
incredible
insane.
to listen to it, actually.
Who are the other like super good descenders in road?
To be honest, I think now there's a lot. Everyone's
Yeah.
No one's really all right. There's a few that are bad, but everyone's pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's an advantage to be had there if you're exceptional, right? Because you do think all the Grand Tours are won on the ups, but
Like you can come back on a descent if you get dropped on the climb. You can make the difference on the descent, of course.
if you're quick around the corners, I suppose
Yeah.
it's less
A lot
physical
of
effort, more
breakaways
recovery.
go on descents where one guy will lose the wheel and then the group's gone, and then once they've got 20 seconds, no one's going across that, so that the peloton gives up.
Have you pre-ridden those descents, or are they blind to you in the Tour?
No, a lot of blind, yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking to Patrick Bro as well earlier this year, and he was telling us just about like road strategy in general, and like having somebody like him viewing like every single race, every single guy, having notes on every single guy. Do you like that? Like having something less to think about, like having a team behind you that is kind of doing all the strategy and things like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's really, especially like in a race when you're tired, it's hard to see the obvious sometimes. Like you're in a winning move in the classic or whatever, and there's certain guys, it's like, okay, for sure that guy's going to attack because he's not going to wait for the sprint, or that guy's just want to keep this together because he's going to win the sprint. Okay, that's obvious, but sometimes you're kind of too worked up to think about it, and it's good to be able to have someone in the car who can think like they're just sat on their ass thinking about that instead of and they can explain it for you clearly and
slowly.
That's what I like. I mean, you don't always get it, but
Tell us about the Olympic title. We talked before Paris, and
what a move.
What a move.
What a move in France. I mean, come on, that was incredible. That was. Would you see that as your greatest moment in cycling? I'm not talking about the gold. I'm talking about doing Victor Kortetsky inside the finish line. It was mad, wasn't it?
I think yes, but it didn't feel the best. Like it was too stressful. That week, like defending the title it's like a different sport to when I went to Tokyo. Like Tokyo, like, if it was in 2020, I wouldn't have even been there.
Yeah.
So like I kind of went first Olympics. Just there was no pressure. No. It was just
no expectation.
No expectation. But then here, I wanted to defend. I wanted to. Well, of course, I was the favourite, and just the pressure, the build up all week, then the race, and it was almost going too well. And then the puncture, like at the finish, I was just genuinely the most exhausted I've ever been after a bike race. I remember waiting for the ceremony, and I was like leaning on some, like, I don't know, metal fence, just my like head in my arms. Just I was I felt sick. I was really, really like I couldn't barely even stand up.
Honest, and that's not just the race. That was the whole week, like the whole.
It was more the mental thing. It's not the race.
Yeah.
The race you're fine after 5 minutes. But
you might be. Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you got the flight? Like, what was going through your mind, and then did you actually believe it was still possible to come back?
I said 3 times, which is what I said I was going to do if something happened, just to stay calm. No, I didn't say I was going to do it. I think maybe the night before I like imagined something happening, and I was just like, I like sighed, and I was like, and then it is what it is, Like I kind of kept Victor behind me for a little bit, then he passed me, and then we got to that drop, and I kind of forgot it was there, so I was like, brake really sharp, and like jumped off, and I had to jump down, and then. By the time the wheel was changed, I kind of thought that bronze was still possible. So I set off, and my legs were like lead when I set off for the first lap. And I was like, "Oh, there's no chance. No, I'm not. I wasn't even moving up the first lap."
What was that then? Why did they feel like that? Any reason?
I don't know.
You don't know? No, just one of them, was it?
I guess because I kind of, everything sank a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you just. Oh.
Yeah, your emotions drop.
Yeah, and then
the gold's gone.
Then I kind of came back a bit. I was like, okay, right, we keep, and I was overtaking people, and then I was getting closer, and I actually knew I was going to catch them. Then
did you? What was that feeling like?
Well, it's one thing catching them, and then I got to try and beat them.
Yeah, true.
And Victor's fast, so
he's a strong man, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's got incredible skills as well.
Yeah,
he has.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's amazing.
So then on the last lap, he did well because I caught him on a single track, and he can't pass there, so he was just going super slow, recovering. So by the time I went past him, obviously I think he was dying a bit because I was catching him quite fast at that point. So he'd recovered somewhat, then was able to stay with me, Alan too, and then the last lap when he kicked, I knew he was going to attack me. Like, I knew he could go up that hill faster than me. If he was still there, he has a kick. And I knew that if I could keep with him, that was, the longer he went, the better chance I had. Because in a straight out sprint, I would lose. It's different because when you're on that single track, I think I can take more speed out of it, because when you're on the front, I don't know, you kind of can't get the same flow. But when you see someone in front of you and you see how you can definitely take things faster. Especially like when you just weave in between trees and get a bit of a run up out. But I wasn't going to bank on it. I knew that any moment that I had, I was going. Yeah, he made a mistake, so I went past him. And then I was looking the wrong way, so he went past me again. And then for some reason, he just went around this hole in the...
Yeah.
You had him.
And I was, in there.
I think people probably criticised him a bit. Like, we all thought he left the door wide open a bit. But on the other hand, like, I'd imagine he was, like yourself, pretty exhausted or absolutely exhausted.
You're not really thinking that clearly
that's right.
at that point.
You can't be, can you? You bury yourself.
Especially when you're in front. I feel like you haven't got something to focus on. Like, I was solely just focusing on him. And
you got a target.
Yeah. Whereas he's got to think about, like, making sure to keep me behind, where he's going, how fast he can go. Whereas I can just follow, you know?
Yeah.
If he goes that fast, I can go that fast. So it's kind of, it's easier to be hunting rather than being hunted.
Yeah.
It was interesting too, like felt like in the sport, we all felt like Rob just said like what a move and everything, but then there was, as you were saying before, like the media had some story, especially with it being in Paris and Victor being French, and there was like some booze and stuff like that. Like, did that take away from the moment at all, or?
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, you won.
Yeah, exactly. I've got the gold medal.
But all you want, coming back with me. It's right though, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it was
totally.
You know, you won fair and square. That was racing. That's racing.
He had 40 seconds head start, you know. So
yeah. Merci.
Speaking of wins, can you remember any like iconic runs that you commentated on Tom?
Novia Mesto would have been some, wouldn't there? How many times did you win Novia Mesto?
if you include under 23, 5 years in a row.
There you go. I did at least 4 of those. Yeah, you had some big days there though, didn't you? Novia Mesto.
Yeah, I love that track. Yeah.
Yeah, it was proper, wasn't it? Amazing.
You said you want to come back for LA and, you know, obviously, and defend your title for a 3rd time. How do you feel about mountain biking? Like, is it like I just going to show up at World Champs every year, or?
I'd imagine bikes are easy. Mountain bikes are easy to get hold of now. Scott make a few.
Oh, I'm still on Pillarello.
Are you?
Yeah.
For mountain biking?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is there a team?
Well, it'd just be.
Just you?
Yeah. Our team Q36. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? But you could use a different bike for it.
That was important to me as well with changing teams, that I could stay with Pinarello.
Was
You
it?
know, we built the bike. We built the cross bike and the mountain bike were both built for me. So like, you know, I have massive respect for them that they could do that, did do that.
Yeah.
And also they're kind of my bikes, you know.
Yeah. You'll never get a bike probably
no.
tailored to you like that again,
No,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, they're built how I want them. It's stiff, light, more aggressive. You know, I think a lot of XC bikes are going in the direction of kind of longer travel and more slack. I don't agree that you need that.
No, as the tracks get harder, that's right. The travel's going up. They are getting a bit.
But you
more.
can still do everything with 100 mil of travel. You don't need.
So you
to
ain't
carry,
even got a 120 on your mountain bike.
No, 100.
Still 100.
Yeah. Some tracks I go to 110.
Do you?
Yeah. I think Andorra last year I went to 110.
Yeah.
You're doing a descending project with Red Bull tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know much about it?
Some bits. I know that it might rain.
And you might be going really fast down it.
So what are you doing?
Some climb in Germany. It's the highest road in Germany, and we're gonna go down it 6 times and just that's about some of my knowledge of it.
Yeah.
I heard Rob's going with you. Oh, okay. Well, so
I'll be going down rather than up though.
actually, speaking of Rob and road.
Here we go.
So wait,
Are we at this point
I
already?
have to get this. Let me pull up my notes. Mount Ventoux. Rob is gonna try to
I've
summit,
already tried it.
and he failed.
Got to Chalet Reynard. Are you laughing at this? No, I'm just told him I failed.
What
Sorry.
do you mean? You couldn't ride to the top.
That's what I'm laughing at.
That's basically it. You've just hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I went up the steep bit from Bedouin.
I've never done it, so I don't know.
Well, Tom.
You're going to do it. You can tell me how to do it after you've completed it.
You've never been up the Von 2?
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's 12%, nearly all the way. No, I did try and go up it and failed.
What does failing look like?
Failing?
Yeah.
All shaking and shivering and feeling like I was going to die at Chalet Reynard. It was like, I blew up. I blew up.
Rob,
Need
didn't
more
take
carbs, mate.
any water, or
Yeah.
you didn't take any water and any food.
I did take a water bottle, but I couldn't drink it because I felt so sick from pedalling. And then because at home I can go, where I live on the Chilterns, like I can go out for a couple of hours easy and don't take any food or drink. I just go out and come back usually on an e-bike. And it was late in the day and I'd been messing about getting later and I needed to go and I just had a Kit Kat with me out of the fridge in the van. But I had that about halfway up. But what the difference is, I didn't realise when you just pedal uphill, it's insane how much energy you burn. I couldn't understand it, like honestly, and even this Kit Kat, it got me about another 15 minutes up and then I just died again.
You
like
need to
it
just
hit
eat
me
full gas. Like
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like someone said you need to eat every 15 minutes. Is that?
Every 20, I would say.
How much?
I don't think 5 minutes is going to make much difference to me, but
Yeah, if you eat too closely together, then you use your blood plasma or water or something, and it actually
is that right?
dehydrates you or makes you feel worse for a bit before something like that.
Is that right? So every 20 minutes?
Or every half an hour.
And what should I eat? Like one of them? Like
Gels, sugar, just sugar.
Just sugar? I love sugar, that's fine.
Yeah. Red Bull.
Yeah, that's it. I'll just put
that in your,
in
your
that's
bottle.
what I go through 2.5 hours every 20 minutes. But I reckon I'd get to the top.
Yeah.
Because what is it? 20K.
It's about 21.5k. There's a few unofficial records from back in the day under the hour mark. In 2021, they went up it twice, and I think Vingegaard was the best with about a 1 hour, 7 minutes or something he did. I took 2.5 hours to get 9k from the top.
Wow.
But I had my bottom gear, I could barely turn it. And I got a power meter on this bike. I've never had one of those before. I don't really even know the equation. But I'd started off, what did I say, about 179, and then by the time I got to the top, it was like below 100. I think I was so exhausted. That's not impressive numbers.
No.
Wait, knowing all that you know now, do you think he can do it? He's got a month to train.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, just going. Yeah, just to get up. Yeah, eat. If you just ate, you would have been all right.
Yeah, well, I'm too big for climbs. Tom will tell you that.
Yeah. That's how you're good at going downhill.
Well, yeah, not that good. Yeah. Would I be 100 kilos in weight? Is that right?
That would be like you doing like 500 and something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Any last tips for him on this adventure he's going to go on?
Just make sure you eat. Take a rain jacket.
I think that's it.
When are you doing it?
In a month's time, 4 weeks' time. If you want to come and do it alongside me, I mean, there's the offers there.
No. Not really.
You could do it 3 or 4 times in the time I do it once. I don't know.
I would like to go there one day actually, but
It's an iconic climb, isn't it? I mean,
probably will end up doing it at all one day, won't I? But, just make sure you eat enough, and it won't be that cold. At the top, it'll be a bit fresh, but
no, it shouldn't be.
got a rain jacket.
So Tom, the last thing I want to talk about is just Red Bull Rampage. I've heard that you're like trying to get there. I think we're gonna
trying to get there. Well, no, I'm trying to get there.
No, I mean just to watch and hang out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not compete.
When I was young and naive, I thought, I could do Red Bull Rampage.
That would be quite the career change.
Yeah. No, I would definitely want to watch, but it's always like the clashes with the last races of the year, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Are you a fan? Like, what discipline of cycling do you think that you're a fan of most?
Mountain biking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you ever get in the commentary booth?
Actually, to be honest, when I'm watching something, I'm good at spotting stuff that commentators always miss, and it really annoys me.
Yeah.
So,
but we do that even when I watch our stuff back, and half the time it's because the other guy might be in the middle of a sentence, and you're like, and then that moment's passed, and you can't go back.
I guess it's a bit more of an art than you think it is. You've got to go with the flow.
Yeah,
you can't just stop what you're saying and then...
That's right. You can't go, well, did you see on the 3 turns back. You know,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
forget it.
I
Yeah, that's
definitely-
right. There is a bit more to it. Yeah.
But the thing is, when I have off time, I make myself so busy. When I get back to training, I'm too tired to.
Right.
I need to recover for my rest week.
I hope you have a good 9 days.
Put your feet up. Enjoy this 9 days.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks
you
a lot,
guys.
mate. Brilliant.
What a great chat.
I mean, to get to spend time with, one with Tom Pidcock is amazing. But I love his honesty.
Well, yeah, like if you talk to him, you would never know that he's multi-time Olympic champion.
you wouldn't.
know, like all
Lovely
of these
fella,
things.
yeah.
So it's like it's so nice to get to talk to him, and yeah, just fascinating guy. So Rob, our next event together will be Red Bull Hardline Wales, which
way.
Yeah, we'll be commentating. We got so much stuff going on there actually, so we'll be commentating together, which will be my first time, which would be amazing. Super
My
super
first
excited.
time with you next to me, which will also be amazing.
Yeah,
so I can't wait.
it'll be really really nice. We're also going to do some podcasting there.
Brilliant.
Which will be great to
Yeah.
get some kind of on the ground stories.
If the weather's good, it's going to be the most amazing experience. And if it's Welsh weather, it's going to be a bit trickier. You won't like it coming from where you do in the world. It can be quite wet there, even in July.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I'll stick it out because
Well done, Elliot.
it looks amazing.
Yeah,
no matter what.
It's one of the best weeks of the year.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I think everyone loved the episodes from Red Bull Hardline Tasmania, and definitely excited to bring it back there. On YouTube, Mr. Maddie also left up a really nice comment. He said, "I'm deep into road cycling, so hearing you two outsiders, quote unquote, being genuinely interested and amazed makes my day."
Well, it is genuinely amazing. I mean, it is what these athletes do, what
Totally.
these riders do. Yeah, they just ride up and over the Alps, mountains for 3 weeks straight. It doesn't even make sense.
They
It's
just pedal.
inhumane. To me, it's probably the greatest athletic spectacle there is, isn't it? It's
Totally.
amazing.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as well, and continue to send us feedback, comments, questions, justride@redbull.com. And drop us a line on YouTube, like hit the like button, subscribe. You're a vlogger, you know all of these little
Like or
things.
subscribe, please.
Yeah, okay.
That's all we need on YouTube.
And we will see you next time.
We will. Thanks very much.